What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fun Boxing with Will. I'm your host, Will, with H2O Co. Film and Photos, and today we're going to be doing a review on it's an additional add-on product to a prior purchase that I had made to the zhiyun Weeble Lab. That's it, the zhiyun Weeble Lab. So I went and bought an additional purchase for it, which was the zhiyun follow focus motor. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a small little review on the follow focus motor. So let's get into that. Alrighty guys, so before we get into the review, I just wanted to go ahead and I try to every video thank all of my subscribers that I have on my channel. I started this off as a hobby, just something to do on the side for fun. I am a content creator locally, well for me I'm local obviously, here in Gilbert, Arizona. And I'm always buying new gear. I know how expensive this stuff is for this career field, and so I feel like if I can throw a review or two out that's not sponsored by somebody who's paying me to say their product is good, you know, maybe it can help somebody out there, saves a buck or two, you know. So I do a lot of reviews on tech gear, mostly related to filmmaking and photography, but any tech will do. I just did a review on my Acer Nitro 5 not too long ago. So I do that, and then I do overviews on different stuff. So if you like anything that you see in this video or you find it at all useful, please like the video, subscribe, share the video, hell, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I release new content, and you can get more of these reviews if you like them. So let's get into that review. Like I said, it's an additional purchase unless you buy the whole bundle that they can sell you. I think it's like $6.99 new for the bundle. You might be able to find it cheaper used, but I've noticed a lot of times when people sell gimbals secondhand, they've lost parts and pieces to it, so you don't get the full thing. I bought this one used, like I said, $350, and it didn't come with anything but the gimbal and the handle. So it's been a great gimbal for me. I love it. It's very compact as far as gimbals are concerned. I usually use my EOS M50 with the gimbal itself. It just, for me, it appears to be a lighter setup. It's not as big and bulky as my DSLRs that I have, being a mirrorless camera. I have the T7i and the T8i, as well as the AE1 old school film camera, and then I've got a Minolta from back in the day too. So for just doing a run and gun job or doing a music video or real estate photography, I've just found personally I prefer my M50 because I can throw on the adapter to the lens, and the speed booster turns it damn near into a full frame camera anyway, so you get a really nice field of view with it. It's a really small compact camera, and it fits perfect on this gimbal, and it doesn't throw off the weight on the motors or anything. So I just really prefer shooting with this. And up until this point, I've had the gimbal for about 6 months. I've done a couple different projects with it. I love the gimbal. It functions great, but I noticed that when I would go to use the follow focus, or not the follow focus, when I'd go to focus in on something or zoom, especially when I would zoom, I'd have to touch the lens and I'd have to zoom, and so it would get kind of, you know, you get a little bit of shake in the footage even though you're on a gimbal, and then in post you'd have to go in and cut that out. So I started getting to the point to where I just preferred to do zooms if I could get away with them in post in the edit room, instead of doing them with the camera, because I didn't have the follow focus and it just was a real pain. Now the focus is a lot easier, seeing as you're not actually turning the lens itself, you're just turning a dial. It came with a lot less shake in the footage when I would do it that way. But as far as the zooms were concerned, it killed me. Anytime I wanted to zoom in on footage, I had to switch it from the gimbal to a tripod. Otherwise I was going to have a heck of a lot of work in post to do. So I'd been thinking about getting it for a while. It was an $89 attachment. It just screws in. I'm going to show you guys some pictures here in a second. It just screws into the bottom of the base plate of the gimbal itself, and it's just a couple screws with a little handlebar, and then here's your box motor with the gear. Now it's just got the one cable that plugs into the frame of the gimbal's arm itself right there. So it plugs into the frame of the gimbal's arm and then runs around to the motor itself. And so when you're using the follow focus, if you not had it and you ever wondered what this little knob dial was on the side of your gimbal here, well, if you look at the plastic ring right here, you'll see it move back and forth as I change this knob. So I just use this knob, and that piece of plastic's moving because the follow focus is turning the focus wheel on the camera. So the little motor has little gear heads in it, and then there's a silicone piece that wraps around the lens over either the focus ring or the zoom ring, and then it just controls. It's just controlled by that little knob. When you plug it in, you can tell that it's working by the yellow light that'll start blinking on the side of the motor. It's fairly straightforward and simple, and I'll tell you from first-hand experience, I would much rather be running and gunning with a follow focus on the drone, or on the drone, I'm sorry, on the gimbal itself, rather than having to do the zooms in post later or by hand. It just makes all the difference in the world. And so for $89, I definitely think it was a purchase that was worthwhile. It's going to stay on the gimbal from here on out. So it's definitely 5 out of 5 stars for me as far as I'm concerned. And if you're going to own this gimbal, I would, and actually any other gimbal in their line, I'm fairly certain that this follow focus motor is the same follow focus motor that goes to the Weebill Lab S, the Crane 2, the Crane 3 now, I believe, because for the most part all of the designs of the zhiyun gimbals are essentially very similar, and as this just screws onto the front base plate, like I said, it's 2 little thumb screws, it screws onto the front base plate. I can't see that the design would be so much different that this wouldn't be compatible with all of their other gimbals as well. So I'm going to do a little bit more research, and I'm going to get the answer to that, and I'll put it in the description for you guys. If there's any comments or questions you guys have, feel free to go ahead and ask me in the comment section. I'm always available to answer any questions about the gimbal that you might have, and I try to get back to all of my people who ask questions. So other than that, until next time, I just hope you guys stay safe, have a great night, and more than anything else, stay creative, my friends. We need more of that in this world. So have a great night, guys.